Got some things I want to discuss. Not much. Quick stream. Hello. Hello, hello. Maybe I should have waited. Maybe I should have waited to do this. It's not really that. Maybe I should have waited. Maybe Saturday morning is not a good show time. Hey, Puss in Boots. You were there when I got the big ban from the milkers. I can't believe I got banned. Savage always had me blocked. I'm just not meant to support that show, obviously. I couldn't believe. You know what? It was worth $1.99 to get under Keemstar's thin skin. And he's such a mean drunk, man. Such a mean drunk, I swear. Every time he drinks, he's mean. But you were there, Puss in Boots. You saw it. Hello, critters. Because I don't start shit, Puss in Boots. Now, the super chat I sent obviously bothered Keemstar. And again, it was worth $1.99 to do that. But it was the truth. Yeah, he's a mean drunk, Angela. Every time he drinks, he gets mean. And the bad thing is, I'm nobody, so banning me is not like a big deal. But the way he treated Mary, and Mary is like a big supporter of all the shows and never writes anything nasty or never. She just supports uh what he did to her. And then he ran her right over to Savage's. So now Savage can collect Mary's money, which I think Keemstar and Savage are working behind the scenes on something. I don't know if Savage plans on going back there. I don't know how she could after, hey, Brantley, after everything that's been said about her, right up until just like yesterday or the day before when Boogie was making the hole in the wall. Lacey, we're going to talk about a few things. Right now, I'm talking about the LCU. But if Savage was to go back there, I mean, Savage said her demands are $15,000 and Xylee gets fired. I don't think Keemstar is going to fire Xylee. I mean, I don't know about the 15 grand if he would come off with that. I know he regrets firing Savage now, but after everything that's been said about her cooch and everything that was done at Fat Camp, and they're still talking about it within the last couple days, I personally couldn't go back to that, but whatever. If she does, she does. She's been allowed to go in chats and talk shit about the other host. So I think her and Keemstar got something going. In not that way, but you know what I'm saying. Behind the scenes, they're talking and he's promoting her to do this kind of stuff. But when you basically tell your supporters that they're nothing more than mouth breathers, and I mean, it's your supporters that pay your bills. Maybe not yours, Keemstar, because you don't give a fuck. That's what I said, Mrs. Fletcher. She's coming back. I don't know how she'll ever show her face again, but whatever. Whatever. I'm banned from the milkers, anyways, because they were going on and on and on about Roxy saying something racist. I personally didn't take offense to it. Yeah, Savage was done dirty. Even though I do not like Savage, I have said from jump that was a dirty move. That was, uncalled for. And I think Keemstar realizes that now, is why I think him and Savage are working behind the scenes. And he's allowing her to go into chats and say horrible things about his other host and whatever. But Keem, the way he talks about hey, Kathy, the way he talks about the people that pay these host paychecks and his, he gets a percentage from every show, and he's got shows that run 24/7. So, whatever. If that's the way you want to treat people, and people throwing money to do it. So, I said before, he's an evil fucking genius, and I believe that. Hey, happy, happy, happy. He definitely didn't like the super chat that I sent, but they were just making this big deal out of something that Roxy said. And it really wasn't that big a deal. And maybe they were doing it for content, but Keemstar and Tina D have said some of the most racist shit I've ever heard. And it gets swept. But somebody says, so a gay woman says the F slur, FAG, and she's just burned at the stake. Um, Becky, who had an argument with Ken, which I cannot stand that man, and said something about his military career. And she is just, I mean, every show is going at her. They're tearing her down. I'm not in that Discord. I can only imagine what it was like in that Discord. Uh, You mean Brittany J? I don't really follow all that Brittany J stuff because I don't watch her. Um, I don't like the way that these bigger. I don't know how many subs Brittany J has, but I mean, you've got very large channels going for her neck. Hey, Chic, and I don't like it. I'm sorry, I don't like it. Um, I don't like it. Um, I will say that Laura can fuck off because she went live the other night and tried to make me out to be a doxer. And Bad Wolf was in the chat saying, yes, she's become quite the little doxer, hasn't she? Bad Wolf, you're more than welcome to come over here and explain what you're talking about. Laura was talking about me saying Red Dragon's first name. Laura has said Red Dragon's first name 50 times or more. I was trying to avoid saying Red Dragon's new YouTube name because I don't know that she wants, you know, to be associated. I don't know. But Red Dragon is the one that helped put out a video of private chats about me. I don't really feel that bad for saying her first name when private chats with me and Serendipity and other people were in it was put out. Sorry. I didn't lose not an ounce of sleep over that. But for Laura to make it out like I'm some kind of fucking doxer, fuck off, Laura. And that's exactly what I text to you. Fuck off. Everything you've done on this platform, and you got the nerve to call me anything, yeah, you can fuck right off, Laura. And that's where I stand with that. As far as the Brittany J stuff goes, I don't know why she continues to entertain these people, and I don't know why these people continue to go for that woman's neck, other than it brings in money and views. And that's why I have a real hard time with these people on here calling themselves content creators when they're nothing more than gossiping, hurtful, real life going. That is not content. I would rather see somebody paint or sculpt or whatever. That's content. This talking shit on a platform. Yeah, Bad Wolf is the new Capone. Yeah. And see, I don't have a beef with Bad Wolf. For him to say that though is wrong. I'm not a doxer, you know. And for Laura of all people, and then she goes on to talk about how fake I am and all that shit. Laura, you know me, you know who I am. You know I've never fucking changed. So, but okay, you all remember Amber, that Amber chick, the finger in the fish chick, Amber? I don't know. I never liked her. Uh, I didn't like the way she talked on streams, and I never liked her. But I saw some comments that was dropped in Jenny Jen Jen's chat. After what I saw, I feel like Jenny Jen Jen's channel should be shut down. Oh, I agree, sweet Sativa. I'm not an Amber fan at all. I do think she's nasty. But after what I saw, she apparently has told a story about being assaulted as a juvenile where a screwdriver was used. Now, one thing I won't do is get on this platform and question someone's, hey, Moonchild Pink. One thing I won't do is get on this platform and question somebody's, hey, Jenny Hansen, traumas. I'm not going to question any kind of essay, domestic violence. If you put a trauma out there on the internet and it's not true, that's on you. That is bad juju in this universe, this world, and I can't imagine anyone making up a trauma, but it happens all the time. But I try not to question those things because I'm not there. I'm not you. I'm not in your life. And I think once we get to questioning those things, it makes it hard for the people that have truly suffered. So Amber apparently has, shared this event with people. Um, I don't even like calling it an event. This trauma with people. And the comments that I saw out of Flava should earn Jenny Jen Jen's channel being terminated and Flava being shut down as well. That's my personal opinion. Because the comments that I saw from Flava and Jenny Jen Jen allowing it in her chat saying that Amber should once again be assaulted with a screwdriver. No, Remy. That she hopes somebody takes a screwdriver to her again. I was floored. I was floored by these comments. I don't care how you feel about somebody. I don't care. I don't like the Amber chick. Keem said you were a guy. Well, Keem's a drunk, so a mean drunk at that. And I don't care that he banned me. Whatever. I don't care. Um, I've never subbed up to Milkers. I mean, I'm a sub, but I've never paid to be a member at Milkers because Savage always had me blocked. Why would I? And that's just Keemstar. He just does stuff like that. But like I said, the comments that were allowed to fly in Jenny Jen, I don't care how you feel about Amber. I don't like her either. When she was on the other side saying all this nasty, gross shit, Flava, Jenny Jen Jen, they all loved her. Loved her. Thought she hung the moon. But now that she's on the opposite side of this fucked up coin, now all of a sudden they think, that she's just horrible. Well, you know what it comes down to? You're all fucking horrible. You're all horrible. Congratulations. Here I'm sitting back thinking that Amber is this really, really bad person and just says really horrible things. And you just put yourself in the same fucking category, Flava, Jenny Jen Jen. No, no one deserves those type of comments. And it shouldn't be allowed. It should not be allowed in these chats. What is going on with YouTube where you can get a strike? I got a strike for saying Xylee is fake, and I do believe she's fake. But I get a strike on a community post for saying that. No cuss words, no nothing. Wendy V, I can't do Robbie. I can't do Save Robbie. I've never liked that man, ever. From the day I used to support Laura, and he would come into Laura's chats, and I couldn't stand him. I don't know. Harassment, Remy, is what it said. It is whatever. It didn't affect my channel none. It just got the post taken down. Nikki, I only hear her name. I've never watched her. So I don't really know the whole lore behind that. But I can tell you that Save Robbie is one of the most disgusting people on this platform. Always has been. You know, when you have me actually taking Natasha Cooper's side on something, you're bad. You're bad, Robbie. Bad, bad, bad. When you have me looking at Natasha Cooper saying, she's kind of right, that's bad. The shit that Robbie has been clipped saying, of course, he takes it down because he doesn't stand behind anything that he says. Oh, I cannot do Save Robbie. I mean, I'm glad somebody's covering that over there, and I guess Wendy V is covering it. Um, I don't go in your chat too much, Wendy, because I don't want to ruin Pepper's whole day. But I do watch. I did chat the other morning just to fuck with Pepper, but that was just to fuck with Pepper. So I try not to disturb, I try not to disturb people's chats. See, he just wished grape on Natasha Cooper's granddaughter. I didn't even know that, but how disgusting. That is a baby. That is a baby, a baby, a child. Why is YouTube allowing this shit to happen? Why is this going on? What happened to this platform? Exactly, Chic. Is it Chic or Chick? I say Chic. But why is this stuff being allowed? Me and Laura, like I said, it's a big fat fuck you, Laura. But the shit she has said in the past lives on forever. Oh, it's Chick. Okay. Hey, Hush Pup. Thanks, Hush Pup. But it's continuing, and it's continuing with so many freaking YouTube. I'm not calling them content creators because they are not. Well, Wendy V, I don't know if you plan on doing an expose of this, but I think you should if it doesn't affect your channel. I know it's hard to do that and not get your channel struck. Of course, Amber has gone to Robbie because gross people hang out with gross people. But I don't care how gross you are. The comments that Flava has said is she should be canceled. You should not be allowed to say that on a public platform like YouTube. And the person running the stream to allow it, the things that Robbie says and gets away with is unbelievable to me. But it's still, and as much as I'm like, fuck you, Laura, because for her to accuse me of being a doxer, back up, bitch. For her to accuse me of being fake, I ain't never changed, Laura. I've always been the same person. Behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, whatever. But for all the shit that Laura has caught over the dumb shit, ornery, horrible shit she has said on here, and then people like Robbie and Flava and Jenny Jin Jin, and they all just do it like 3 times a week. I heard something about it, Wendy V, but of course, again, I'm not one that really comments on people's trauma. I'm not one to question someone's trauma because I'm a firm believer. If you put trauma out there, yeah, people are going to talk about it. It's the internet. Uh, but I'm not one to sit here and say it didn't happen. But I'm definitely not one to sit here and say it should happen again and it should be worse. Clue is nasty. Clue is nasty. I don't understand how Clue hasn't been canceled for nothing more than her racist shit. But it's so pick and choose on here. Thank you, Jenny. Me neither, Kathy. That's why I ended up over at the LCU. That's why I ended up over in Keemstar's community because I can't stand it around here anymore. With every dumb thing that gets said over in that community, it is nothing compared to this community right here. And that's why when they were doing tryouts for one of his shows, and I saw people like Cluminati and Flava and all of them in the chat, I was like, well, Flava might not have been there. I don't remember. But I was like, oh, hell no. Hell no. You're just asking to get yourself shut down, Keemstar, if you start letting these people try out. And Granny's watching. For God's sakes, if you're going to sit in a chat and talk shit about me over at the LCU, unblock me. You damn puss. But yeah, that's what ran me over to that community. And I can't do the whole I don't know. I think Wendy V calls them the orbiters, the analyzer orbiters or whatever. I cannot do that crowd over there. The whole Phil and uh, I don't even know their names. Uh, Samara, uh, B Haven's back. I can't do that whole crowd over there. I can't. I mean, I Wendy V, you watch them. I don't. But I do catch, strays here and there. But as bad as you think that Keemstar's community is, when he starts inviting people from this community over there, and I'm not saying that he has, but when I saw these people show up in this tryout thing, I was like, oh, hell no. Hell no. Joneson, okay. You know, if she was to try out and make it, okay. Worst thing I've seen Joneson do is FOIA a police report that Queen Bee wants to run around and say it was about her daughter, when in fact Joneson was FOIAing something totally different. It just happened to pop up that it was something to do with Queen Bee's daughter. Never was Queen Bee's daughter doxxed. It never happened. It's just something Queen Bee runs on. Whatever. Yeah, Jenny likes Laura, and that's okay. I mean, it's okay. I don't care who anybody supports. I really, really don't. I see some people in some chats that blow my mind. I'm like, you're really sitting in this chat? But you know what? I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't change, as long as they're good to me. Yes, she knows it's a lie, but that's all she's got to run on, apparently. She's been screaming this for months. It did not happen. Your daughter was not doxxed. Move along. Move on to something else. Jenny is. I mean, Jenny goes a lot of places and she's always kind. And she's like the sub that got banned or that got chastised from Keemstar. Except Jenny don't throw hundreds and hundreds of dollars to him. This woman threw hundreds and hundreds of dollars to all of his shows and he treated her like a dick. And she went over and started supporting Savage, and it's just one fan. But when you do that to like 10 fans, 15 fans, you're going to start feeling the crunch. And Keemstar doesn't care about the crunch because he's got fuck you money. He doesn't care. But the hosts that are working these shows, they care. It's their pockets. Yeah, everybody likes different people. It's cool. And here's my thing. I like people that have said and done shit that's horrible. I mean, I'm over at Keemstars. What's I tell you? Um, but be real and call it out, is my thing. I don't know how 1,000 people said, and I said this the other day, it's on repeat, how 1,000 people said in a chat, know something is a bold faced lie. And they keep going with it. I don't understand that. That's why I'll never fit in over at the LCU because just like Ken, the host of Cafe, horrible show, never gets any viewers. It's just, whatever. It's just one of Keemstar's little pet projects. And he's a military man. And because he kept going at another host's throat, Becky's, she pops up and says something. Well, it involved his military service. Okay, so they all made this big stink about it. Every show was talking about it. Becky is horrible. Becky is this. Becky is that. But then Keemstar turns around and says yesterday that Ken joined the military for the group showers, for the men's showers. And Ken says nothing, not a word. Fake. You're fake, Ken. You fake. I see Dawson gave 400 last night. She was a ski mask supporter. Uh, you mean a ski mask as in the homeless guy that's always on bumming money to get a new phone like he's had 14 phones? That one? Yes, sometimes I like people that do bad things. That Dawson was a ski supporter? What happened with the money Dawson throws at the LCU? Ski should be living in a deluxe apartment somewhere with everything instead of being homeless and whatever else is going on with Ski Mask Andy. Haven't tuned into him lately. I might just do that just to see. Is he still going live? Does he have a phone this week? Is he still crying, sitting? Oh no, Clip Punk just clipped me. Whatever will I do? I'll be honest with you. The reason I haven't really, hey, okay, squirrel. Um, the reason I haven't really kept up with this channel is because I can't be fake. I can't like, even though I like a creator, I can't not call out something that they say or they do. And it was just getting me in a lot of trouble. I was catching hell from all sides. How dare you say that about me? I thought you liked me. I do. I just didn't like what you just said. So it was getting me in a lot of trouble, which is like, I don't need these headaches. I don't. So I really haven't kept up with my channel. But let me tell you something. AI, I'm scared to death of AI now. Okay. It has scared me to the point that I'm just scared. And I'll tell you why. I was going to do an intro song for this channel. Not a 15-minute one like Queen Bee's. You know, not one that makes you jump out of your skin like Savages, The Purge. But just a little intro, a little AI song. And I typed in there and I said, please make a song for me. And it was so spot on, it scared the fuck out of me. It scared me to death. I was like, oh my God, you're in my head. AI is in my head. You should see I couldn't put it to music. I still haven't figured out how to do that because I am very technically challenged. Everybody knows that. I don't even, if I hit a button on here, we're screwed. I'm gone. See ya. Have a good Saturday. But you should see the words to this song. I was like, oh my God, this is bad. This is scary. I told you Elon Musk scares me. AI scares me more than Elon. I wish I had a way to put it to music so you all could hear it. I don't know how to do all that shit. I mean, I guess you download apps and all that. I don't know. I just said into AI chat, can you write a song for me? And it connected it to my channel, The Truth. It didn't connect it to me well, I guess it's one and the same. But oh my God, I read it and I was like, oh, get out of my head. Get out of my head. It's scary. It's scary. I would have never dreamed, even 10 years ago, that things like this would be happening. I really would. 20 years ago? Hell no. Hey, Dirty. 30 years ago, what a different world we lived in, when your kid was able to just get out on his bike and ride the neighborhood and you didn't worry about it. And what a different world. But I never dreamed. I mean, it's kind of weird. Chance has a buddy, and my son, a friend of his, and he started getting real into this AI stuff, and he would like send me messages talking all this weird shit, and I'd be like, "Don't use that one." Ooh. The app is called Suno. Well, if I figure out how to put it to a song, I'm going to put it on here, and you guys are going to hear these words and you're going to think I wrote them. But I didn't. All I said was in AI chat, G whatever it's called. It's on my iPhone. All I said was create a song for me, and then it went diddly 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 diddly, and boom, it printed it. It came up on text, and I read it, and I was like, okay, I'm scared, fucking scared. Nothing should know me that well. If you're not my family, if I wasn't raised around you, you should not know me that well. AI, go away. Hush pup. That's what I said. Somebody in here said that Dawson that was over there just blasting money at Keemstar's channel um, is a ski mask supporter, and I was like, damn. If that's the case, why ski mask always broke? If that Dawson person can throw Keemstar that kind of money, why was ski mask? If I ski mask, I'd be a little bit hurt. My feelings would be hurt. If I was homeless and running from the police all the time and sitting on a broken live stream where you go in and out and you can't hardly make heads or tails, and you got a phone from this man or that woman or this hotel or whatever, and one of my supporters was throwing money at a millionaire like Keemstar like that, my feelings would be hurt. Hello, Rollos. Didn't we, though? Didn't we grow up in a whole different. But this AI stuff, it's starting to mess with people's heads. I've seen people like key up dead people, people that have passed, and they're having conversations with this deceased person, and it's freaking scary. Oh, I get it now, Snacks. Well, don't threaten your bread and butter, Ski Mask. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I am officially scared of AI. Okay. Thanks, Starry D. It won't be long. I'm actually going to touch grass today. It has quit raining. Although we have a very large yard, I feel like Maggie needs to go somewhere and just run, run the Dickens. Just run, run, run. Go to the light, Maggie. Run, run. So I'm going to try to see that she can do that. It is creepy when you can talk to a deceased relative and have like a full conversation with them. I would never do that, okay? Because I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I would just never do that. I would never program, say, my mother's voice or my brother's voice or my dad, anybody I've lost, and have a conversation with them. I think that would hurt my heart, to hear their voice and just carrying on a modern day conversation like they haven't been dead for 20 years. I can't do that. I can't. I still have my loved ones' voices in certain ways. Like I have a DVD that my brother made that's all of our camping trips, and it has my mom on it, it has my dad on it, it has both my brothers that I've lost. So I can always hear their voices. But to do that, to sit and have a total conversation with them, I don't know that I could do that. I think that would hurt my heart. It would make me miss them even more. But hey, do you, boo? I don't want to mess with it. And no matter how hard you try to get away from it, unless you just shut down everything electronic in your life, it's there. Remember when the worst thing you thought about happening was your camera switching on when, I don't know, you were getting out of the shower or something? No pun intended. Um, no, that's not the worst thing that can happen now. I don't even want to know the worst thing that can happen. I'll be dead before all of this really comes to fruition, but it's going to be scary in the future, you all. I mean, some people welcome it. Some people are like ready for it, and that's okay too. I'm not. I don't want it. Like I said, I'd be gone. I'll be gone before everything is out there. Come on, Maggie, in or out? Just standing there with the door open. But yeah, I need to take her today and just let her do some full on running. She needs it. She's not really much like I can take her out in the yard, and like I said, she has a big yard. I can throw the ball, and I throw it like 3 times, and she'll go get it, and she'll bring it to me. On the fourth time, she just looks at me kind of like, "Fuck you! You threw it. You go get it." So she's not a big fetch kind of dog, and I kind of see her point. It's like, I kind of see, if you throw something 3 times and I go pick it up for you and you throw it the fourth, I'm probably not going to pick it up for you 3 times in the first place. So I'm going to give her kudos for that. We do need to do, Diane was talking about that, Wendy V, which if I say Diane's name, I might have 15 videos about me here in a minute. But whatever. I think a reunion stream would be fun with everybody, though. Everybody, even people that people don't like. I think it would be fun with me, Wendy V, Carla, Diane, Laura, Makeup Mobster, um, Randy and Wendy. I think that would be fun. We'd probably chew each other's head off still, but I think it'd be fun as hell. Yes, Sunnyside. Laura has to come. The ponies, yeah. Um, Morning, Sunnyside. Um, Hello, Starlight. Ash 274, which she ain't gonna get on panel, which I can't understand a word Ash says anyway, so it doesn't matter. I think it'd be a blast. And you know what? There would be so many, even Jenny Jen Jen, ooh. But um I'm talking about the oldies, not these new ones. Not Flava, Queen Bee, not the new people. I'm talking about the oldies. Brian, yes, Brian. I think it'd be fun as hell. I think it would bring in a lot of views. And what it could do is we could do, monetization, and if it made money, it could be donated to something. I know that's getting into sticky territory there, but whatever. I don't want to make anything off of it, but I do think it would be fun as hell. So who's going to be the coordinator? Who's going to get this all together? Mandy Bell, which I don't know if Mandy would do it. She kind of just hides out in Wendy V's chat. Um, she might though. I don't know. I mean, all of us old timers. I hear you, hush pup. It is terrifying. Diane's still on YouTube. She still has her channel. I don't think she goes live, but and see how far we've come. Alicia, um, See how far we've come since those days. I think it would be fun. Call it World War III. I think it would be a blast. I think it's a fantastic idea. I know Wendy V just brought it up, but somebody else brought it up not too long ago. I think it was Diane. And I think it would be a blast. I know it is boring. Okay, Sunnyside, have a good one. I'm not staying on long either. I'm gonna jump in the shower and, like I said, take Maggie somewhere to run. I think. Um, I would love to see Pam from Shoot the Shit. I hope her and Ricky are okay. Yep, that's true. That's true. I'm sorry. I don't care. I know they've done some dirty shit too, but I always had fun over there. I think they're funny as hell. So Wendy V, chop chop, get to coordinating that. You know more people. Sadly, I don't talk to all these people, and I'm sure Wendy V doesn't either. Uh, but I know I could gather a few, even though my last text message to Laura was fuck you. She would probably still listen to me. Whiskey and Vinny. Well, Whiskey, if he'll stay sober. I can't handle. Last time I looked in on Whiskey OG, he was drunk as a skunk in his truck, making out with a fake Rihanna or I don't know, a fake somebody. They weren't there. He was just like kissing the air and tongue in the air. I don't know. Was it name a couple other pop stars, if not Rihanna? I don't know, Rolos. Did he pass? I don't know. That's sad. I mean, I hope not. That's sad. I think it would be great. I would help coordinate it. I don't work. Uh, I'm retired, disabled, so I think it would be great. So I don't know. I would help. There's a few people that I could reach out to that don't hate my guts. Not many, but I know I could get in touch with Diane. That would be easy enough. Thank you, Dari D. I know I could get in touch with Diane. I know I could get in touch with Laura. I don't know if Makeup Mobster would be willing. I don't know. I mean, it would be just good to do. I mean, put our differences, aside, and let's just get up there and talk about old times. I mean, I can behave. Even with Brian on panel, I can behave. Thank you, Dari D. And just see how far we've come, how much we've grown as a collective group. Obviously, from our live streams, not much. Not much at all. But I don't know. I think it would be fun and I would help coordinate it. And I don't care whose channel we do it on. Um, I think it would be fun. And I would hope, out of just good, clean fun, that people would be willing to participate in it. Everybody. I'm sure there'd be a couple that would stomp their feet and say, I'm not doing that. Okay. It's kind of like not being there to accept your award. We'll just say, you know, due to prior obligations, somebody couldn't be here. I don't know. I think it's a great idea. I would help coordinate it. I feel like I would do it. Wendy V would do it. Diane would do it. I'm speaking for people I should not be speaking for, but I feel like Laura would do it. I could be wrong. I don't know about one win. I feel like Randy would. Why are my comments not showing up? Now I can't see Ross. Laura said she isn't coming. But I would do it. I think it would be fun. We could even have a representative of the RDA up there. Because they came into the drama community fairly early, not right off jump, but kind of early. You can't see British Chippy. Is she even in here? Because I can't either if she's in here. If she's in here, hello, British Chippy. Diane needs to pay for StreamYard so we can have 10 people on panel. Oh, there's British Chippy. Yeah, Diane, if you're listening, which she's probably at the shore getting her nails done or something. Um, MFW would probably do it. Katie would probably do it, I would think. Dari D said she would host the panel, but no, I don't think so, Cosmic. Does Ski still have that finger growing out of his head? No, I don't know. That was something to do with his ear. Remember, his ear had something growing out of it at the same time Michelle's toe was rotting off. I think it would be fun. I think it's something that we all need to think about. And if you're a creator and you want to go live and talk about me, just say whether you would do it or not. We could have the audience, the chat, super chat things they want to ask us within reason. They could like send in a $1.99 super chat and say, "Hey Tracy, do you want to talk about the time you said that shit to John Crimes? Please don't let that be one of them. I'm giving you an example." That is like my worst time on YouTube ever. And I didn't even say anything nearly as racist as the shit that gets said on here. But I was like drugged for filth over that. It didn't matter that I apologized immediately, but whatever. But stuff like that. And I don't know why I would use that as an example, but I was thinking of even uncomfortable things that could be asked. And that was one of the things I came up with. Shut up, Wendy B. So I personally think it's a great idea. I would definitely be up for it. If it was more than what the panel could handle, people could jump down, people could come up, as long as you were part of the old drama community, not trauma. Yes, I was trying to think about my most uncomfortable moment on here, and it happened to be that. But And like I said, it would have to be drama, people, not freaking trauma. I don't want to be on a panel trying to talk to people about shit that I don't know nothing about their shit. Pirate as well. I don't care if Pirate's up there. To me, all Pirate does is scream, but I don't think Pirate would want to. I mean, I've seen her over at Savage's a couple times since Savage, is gone from the LCU and is doing her thing, basically making money off of the LCU. But hey, whatever floats your boat, Savage. Um, but I don't know if she would want to or not. Yes. So hit up Wendy V or me or Diane or somebody that if, you know, I know we could pull together a few. I think Diane would be willing. I would be willing. Wendy V would be willing. Carla would probably do it. Laura would probably do it. What did Kathy say? Oh, pirate as well. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. Because I can put, I mean, I don't have a problem with pirate. I've never fought with pirate that I remember. If I did, it didn't stick to my brain. You got Shannon 681. I don't know if she would be willing to do it. I don't know. I know she does her Saturday night mystery crime thing. That's what I said. One win, Randy. I don't know if Wendy would be willing to do it. I feel like Randy would more than Wendy would. I could be wrong. Yeah, I mean Shannon, I don't care. Like I said, any differences that I've ever had with anybody on here, unless it gets picked apart on the panel, yeah, I'm going to have something to say. But Lyman, Lemonade, whatever her name is, yeah. Ross is sending out an invite to you, Lemonade. Dana, oh my God, Dana Banana. Oh, she would be fun. She would be fun. That woman got crucified for something she said on here when I totally understood what she was saying. I wouldn't have said it, but I understood what she was saying. And that woman got crucified on here. Crucified. I mean, hung to the fucking cross. But yes, Dana, that would be fun. See, now you're all coming up with names that I didn't think of that I should have. But yeah, that would be fun as hell. I'm game. I say we do it. I say we set a date for late June. We pick a panel we're going to do it on. RSVP. If you RSVP, that means you got to show up. If you don't RSVP, don't think you're going to get pulled on panel automatically. Once the panel is full, unless somebody's boring or they want to get down. Or I mean, I'm boring, so I might be the first one to get the boot. People can pay to have me booted. Right, critters. Right. But I understood what she was saying, critters, because I connected it like Stockholm syndrome. So I understood what she was saying. I also understood why so many people were offended by it. That's a horrible topic to even discuss on this platform. Um, unless, that's what your channel is about, is trauma. But I felt like Dana just got crucified. I really do. But I knew what she was saying. And I don't think she meant it in I just don't see Dana being that derogatory that she would say something like that. Have the OGs review the new people. That would be fun too. The girl that ended up in jail with MGL. No, I don't think so. She wasn't really part of the drama community. She just got in the drama community because she went out and got drunk in New Orleans and stole from a stripper with Molly. I bet Molly would do it though. I bet Marissa would do it. I think maybe. I don't know. I'm blocked in her chat. I can't even go ask her. She blocked me when she first came back under her new name. I was blocked immediately. I was like, damn, girl, you didn't even give me a chance. Trash bags unite. I don't think so. You don't think Marissa would do it? Wendy V, is that what you're saying? I don't know. But I think it would be fun. And like I said, I'm not sitting here picking and choosing creators that I necessarily like or listen to or anything like that. I'm saying all the old stuff. Nasty skank. Molly wants no part of it. Okay, that's cool. Did somebody already mention it to her? Or are you just speaking from what you know of? Hold on. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to answer a text. I thought maybe she would. I don't know. Mallory Williams, yeah. I don't know what Mallory's up to, but I'm that's one of those channels that I watched just crumble. Mallory was on top of the world, and I watched it just crumble in front of us. And it was like, hey, Rachel, Mallory took my Molly's channel down. A lot of people have taken response. A lot of people have said they did it, but I don't know. I don't like the whole taking channels down. I don't like that. It would be different if, you only had three things to watch, like back in the old days where you only had three channels and one was really pissing you off and you had a way to get it taken off air. But this is YouTube and you can always click out of whatever's being said. Or I just don't like the whole deal. I don't like the whole taking channels down. Do I think Jenny, Jen, and Flava need to be punished for what went on in their channel? Yeah, I do. I think Jenny and Flava both deserve strikes. And if I said earlier they deserve to go, I don't think their channels should be targeted or taken down. I think they should be struck the hell out of for what was allowed to be said in that chat. And I'm not telling anybody to go do it. I'm the person that it was targeted at is the one that should step up and strike the shit out of it. But anybody sitting in that chat and watching those kind of comments, you can fuck off too. You can fuck all the way off too. Because I don't care who the person is. It's like that crazy doll lady, that handmade doll lady. It was a group effort led by Heels and Jenny. Yeah, that's what I thought, Wendy V. But that handmade dolls lady that was running around for so long saying that Laura pimped out her children and that she committed SA against them and all this stuff. And people were letting this fly in their chat. Alicia, Randy and Wendy, and people were letting this woman say this crap in their chat. And that shouldn't be allowed. I mean, it just, in my opinion, it just shouldn't be allowed. You should not be able to say that kind of stuff. Whether you like the creator or not, obviously you didn't. You were talking about her. But even when she wasn't being discussed, that woman ran around saying that kind of stuff to the point that I typed in chat one day and said, you do realize your comments can be struck. And then I don't know if she quit after that or not because she was trying so hard to get to 1,000 subs. I don't know if she ever did. I hope she did. Good luck to her. Make all the money you want. That newborn doll shit creeps me out too. Not as bad as AI, but the newborn doll shit is creepy in my opinion. Heels passed away, Dari D. That's who Wendy V's talking about. And that woman caught a bunch of, she got fucking crucified too over that blog of hers. And remember that? When people dug up that blog of hers and it was about that, I don't know if it was about the kid that died rolled up in the gym mat or whatever, but I don't listen to these channels when it comes to kids because I don't think any of them represent them worth a fuck. So, I don't listen to Granny's Watching. I don't listen uh, to Brittany J. I don't listen to nonsense. I don't because I don't think any of them represent these kids worth a fuck. Hey, Lolo, I really don't. I think they do them an injustice, and sadly, if I had a child that came up missing, I would have to say that the last place I would take it would be YouTube. As much as I think these kids deserve coverage, Bullhorn Betty, all of them do them no justice whatsoever. Well, Amber, like I said, it doesn't matter how I feel about you. Those comments that was made, um, they're unacceptable. They're just unacceptable. And for them to be allowed to stay in a chat and for that person to be allowed to continue to say that, I'm sorry, it's unacceptable. I don't have to like somebody to know right from wrong. I think that's a big problem here on YouTube is um, if you support somebody, you don't feel like you can tell them that they're wrong. And that's kind of where me and Laura parted ways. Because even though I supported Laura, she was saying shit back in the day that I just could not get behind. And we had to go. We had to part our ways. Okay, Puss in Boots, I hope you're feeling better. So again, it doesn't matter how I feel about Amber. What was said was gross. It was uncalled for, and it just shouldn't stand. I mean, it shouldn't stand. It shouldn't be said about anybody um, uh, on their traumas, whether you believe their trauma is real or not. Shut up. Don't say stuff like that. I'm sure she doesn't have you blocked, Red. Uh, I don't. Hey, maybe we could get what's her name? Maybe what's that woman's name? What was her name? She was so funny. Remember, everybody turned on her too. Um, oh, Wendy V. What's her name? She was not from here. She wasn't from America. Was it Joy? Not Joy Sparkles or whatever. What was her name? Remember, everybody kind of turned on her. Wowzers, what? What's Wowzers? Her name wasn't Wowzers. Oh, Amber. Yeah, Amber. You hooking up with Robbie is probably one of the most disgusting people on here, and it's going to do you no favors. But you do you, boo. If you think what was said about you is disgusting, listen to some of the shit Robbie says. Wishing grape on a child, on another YouTuber's grandchild. No, no, no. No. I mean, no offense, Amber, you can't have it. You say you've made your decision about Robbie, but you can't have it both ways. You can't not speak up against what Robbie says, but then have a problem with what Flava said because it actually involves you. I think it's all gross. Therefore, I can speak up and say whatever. I have no ties to any of these people. And even if I did, I would still have no problem saying, I don't watch Robbie. Therefore, I didn't know what he had said about Natasha Cooper's grandchild. And God knows I can't stand Natasha Cooper, but it's wrong. It's just wrong. You know, her grandchild doesn't deserve that. And to be quite honest with you, she doesn't deserve that because nothing you can do on YouTube can justify saying something like that. That's just the way I feel. I keep a pretty open chat over here. Um, Especially if I'm talking about somebody, I feel like they should be able to come in and, either defend themselves or whatever. But I can't get behind Robbie for nothing. I see no good in that man whatsoever. I just don't. Never have. Even back when he was Switzerland. Now he'll, if he gets wind of this, he'll probably turn this around and say, that I'm going after him because he's gay or no, I don't give a fuck who you sleep with. Never have cared about shit like that. Not my business. But I also don't roll with the thing that, well, I'm gay, so I can say gay slurs, or I'm black, so I can say racist slurs, or I'm from the South, so I can say racist slurs, or I'm from the North, so I can say, bad things because we said that growing up and blah, blah. I don't believe all of that shit. This is 2025. I grew up with Archie Bunker and Sanford and Son and these TV shows that would never fly today. Now, I'm also not one that gets offended by words that often. We've had this talk. I don't think I've ever been offended. I don't know what being offended feels like. I've been pissed off. I've probably had my feelings hurt. I don't even know if that's happened, if I've had my feelings hurt on here. But I don't think I've ever been offended. Maybe you'll get lucky and Robbie Throbby will make a dance video for you. Well, I've already had a bathtub video done for me with candles lit and everything. Remember that? Again, it'll never outdo Ben's bathtub video, but I felt kind of special when Alicia was sitting in the tub with candles lit and the ambience set, and she was talking about me. I think there might even have been a nip slip in that. I could be wrong. That was special. Those were the days. But I am going to get off here. I am going to jump in the shower and I am going to take my puppy to run. I'm all about this reunion thing. Let it roll, man. I think it would be a freaking blast. No offense, but it doesn't include Amber, Flava, Queen Bee, Jones, and I'm just listing people that came in after. Nonsense. I don't know about Granny's watching. Was she ever part of the drama community? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Ben's bathtub video tops every bathtub video that could ever be done on here. But I was highly flattered that Alicia gave me a bathtub video. But then again, Alicia said I doxed her when I said something about siding hanging off. Fuck, I ain't never seen that bitch's house. I don't know what. I guess she had a piece of siding hanging off. I hit a nerve. I don't know. But those old days, when people could have a total whole live stream about Tracy saying my siding was hanging off, she doxed me. Or Laura even going live the other night, although I was not her whole live stream, thank God, and calling me a doxer and calling me fake. I don't think so. Barbie and Iman. Yeah, I don't think they skate around YouTube too much anymore. I talked to Barbie, and I don't think they're big YouTubers anymore. I love Barbie and Iman as people, not because of their pockets, but as people. And if people got to know Barbie and Iman, they would really like them as people, not because, Iman has money or whatever. I mean, they're really good, down to earth people. They're just normal people. Hello, Chewy's mom. Yeah, they haven't hung out for a while. They're out living real lives. I'm sure. I haven't talked to Barbie in a while. I actually do need to check in with her. I haven't talked to her in a while. But I think the reunion sounds like a good time. I'm all for it. So if anybody wants to organize it, I'll help. I'll be on the committee. I don't want to lead it. I shouldn't lead it. I'm not a big, I'm not a big name in the drama community. I shouldn't be the one that leads it. I don't know if anybody's got a way to reach out to Randy and them. I'm sure somebody can reach out to Makeup Mobster. I used to have her on my phone. Actually, she reached out to me when my brother died, so I probably still have her on my phone. That was just a year ago, April. So I don't know. I don't know. And I know Tiffany Marie's going through a lot right now. And if you could all say prayers for her son, because, no matter what Tiffany has said on this platform or how bad she's pissed you off, this is her son. And he could use if you pray, pray. If you don't pray, send good vibes. Like I said, it doesn't matter how you feel about somebody. And I talked about this the last time I went live. It seems like, or maybe the time before, it seems like that we used to be a group of people that no matter how bad we disliked somebody or somebody, we were going at it with somebody, when push come to shove and real life situations touched them, we could all pull together and be human, actual human beings. But I don't know. We've all strayed apart, and that's okay too. I mean, that happens in real life. We cut our teeth on each other. I know I did. I cut my YouTube teeth on a lot of people here. But I can also set aside dumb shit, And there's just people on here that I'll never like, and there's people on here that I can just move along and not have any real feeling one way or the other, like or dislike. So, but all right, guys. What, Sam? What is it? What is it? Stop it. It's not that big a deal. Stop. But all right, guys, I'm going to jump off and take Maggie to run and play somewhere. And I will talk to you guys soon. Keemstar, unblock me. Quit banning me. You are too rich to be banning somebody like me. I'm just a little guy over here. Stop it. Unblock me, Keemstar. I don't think I'm banned. I know I'm not banned on all the channels. I might be after if somebody tells him I said that. because he does that shit just to get under your skin. Thing is, as I started laughing, somebody messaged me immediately and said, Keemstar just banned you. I said, yeah, I heard, LOL. But I don't know, if you get bored with this side of the world, you can always move over to another universe. They're everywhere. All right, guys, have a good Saturday. Enjoy your real lives. Don't take none of this shit too personal, because it really is. It's really not that big a deal. I've had to learn that lesson. I've had to learn not to take this shit too personal. Um, it finally sunk in. So I'm out of here. You guys have a good day. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the super chat. And I will see you guys around the tubes. Bye, guys.